Hello everyone. For this assignment, I created a proof of concept feature inside my ObsidianHalo ecosystem called Me.Ai Emotional Drift Detection. This feature uses text-based sentiment analysis to read journal-style reflections, label emotional tone, and track how that tone changes over time. The goal is to show how AI can identify emotional patterns across multiple entries more consistently than a quick human skim. I started by developing 5 possible case ideas. The first was journal drift detection, where Me.Ai analyzes a sequence of reflections to detect emotional change over time. The second was voice note stress detection, which would use transcription and tone analysis on spoken reflections. The third was text message tone analysis for everyday communication. The fourth was fictional character profiling to track emotional change across a story arc. The fifth was a brand or product sentiment monitor using reviews or social posts. I chose journal drift detection because it has the clearest NLP fit, the clearest measurable trend, and the strongest connection to Me.Ai as a real feature. The case I selected is Me.Ai analyzing a sequence of journal entries for sentiment, dominant emotion, and emotional shift over time. I chose this because it turns the idea into something measurable. My success criteria were to analyze 6 entries in order, assign a sentiment score, label a dominant emotion for each one, identify at least 3 emotional shifts, and compare the AI's pattern detection to a quick human skim. So this is the framework. First, Me.Ai receives a sequence of journal-style reflections. Second, the entries are cleaned and organized in order. Third, ChatGPT is used as the NLP and sentiment analysis engine to examine word choice and tone. Fourth, the system assigns sentiment and dominant emotion labels. Finally, Me.Ai generates a trend summary and insight report. For tools, I used ObsidianHalo as the project framework, Me.Ai as the user-facing concept, and ChatGPT as the analysis engine. The data used was a 6-entry prototype dataset. This slide shows the prototype dataset. I created 6 short journal-style entries that move from frustration and fatigue toward calm and focus. Entry 1 is strongly negative and overwhelmed. You get to entry 3, it is important to note because it contains both mixed emotions, fatigue, and hope. By entry 5 and 6, the tone is calmer, steadier, and more future-oriented. These entries make the emotional progression visible enough for AI to analyze as a full sequence. This is the main analysis slide. Once entries are plotted over time, the emotional drift becomes much clearer. The trend moves upward from strongly negative toward positive. The AI detected 4 important things. First, a clear upward shift in overall tone. Second, mixed emotion in entry 3 instead of a simple one-word label. Third, a stabilization point around entry 4 where the language becomes more reflective. And fourth, an in-state tone that sounds controlled, focused, and future-oriented. This is the part where AI can outperform a quick human skim because it tracks consistency across the whole sequence instead of reacting to only one entry at a time. My personal review is that this proof of concept works well because it is understandable, measurable, and easy to expand later. It clearly uses NLP and sentiment analysis, and it feels like a believable Me.Ai feature inside ObsidianHalo. Its main limitation is that this version uses a small prototype dataset and text only. A future version could add voice note transcription, facial emotion cues, longer time windows, and a dashboard for tracking patterns. Overall, this demonstrates how Me.Ai could use sentiment analysis to detect emotional drift over time.